A lot of men are trapped in cycles of cheap dopamine and endless distractions. But if you're serious about taking control of your life, there's a way out. Cheap dopamine is modern slavery. If you want to be free, no junk food, no gambling, no gaming, no alcohol, no drugs, no prawn. Now, a lot of people would hear that and think this is super harsh. Why would someone want to go so hard in life and not just have a little time to enjoy themselves and just kind of chill out? But if you really think about it, if you keep chasing these quick fixes, they do not offer long-term results. I mean, you look at the majority of things I just listed, most people are using those as a way to escape from their problems. When we all really know the only way to truly, get rid of your problems and actually make a difference is to take them head on. You can't use these other ways of escapism. You have to face your goals. And that's one of the ways that a lot of people don't want to do it. It's just facing themselves in the mirror and really seeing, what they have to work on. Now, true freedom really means breaking out of this cycle and focusing on what matters, whatever you want to do in life. And especially, man, with quitting prawn, a lot of people struggle with that. So check out my link in the description where I'm providing free help to help specifically men quit. Now, it's tough, but it's worth it, because when you look at your life at the end of the day and see the choices that you've made, you are going to be glad that you decided to cut things out. Now, yes, you can indulge every once in a while in things that may help to get your mind off of it. But just remember, the closer and the more you go towards those things, the farther you're going away against your goals. Success comes from the standards you set for yourself. The food you eat shapes your health. The knowledge you seek builds your wisdom. The people you keep influence your growth. Starve your distractions and feed your focus. Now, this is a tough one, man, because success comes from a result of the standards you set for yourself, right? Whether that's diet, whether that's, again, the people you keep around you. Think about it, right? If you eat a ton of junk food, what type of standard is that, right? That's a low standard. And what low standard, what type of results are you going to get into your life? You're going to gain weight. You're not going to be shredded. Your face is not going to be cut up, looking real masculine. None of that, right? You're going to be round and basically, probably if you're watching this video, not where you would ideally want to be, right? So we have to start and have to really remember that the choices that we make, really, it all comes down to the standards that we set, right? And those standards really even come from what you think about yourself and what you think is possible. So if you believe that it's possible, right? If you brainwash yourself into success and that's what you really meditate on, you're going to make those actions and going to take those actions that are going to bring you closer to that goal. But it also is getting rid of the distractions so that you can take the correct actions. Now, you have to starve the distractions and focus on what pushes you forward. And really just think about your environment. Is what I have around me helping me or hurting me? But you're the only one that can answer that question, and you're the only one that can take action to get closer. One pattern I've noticed about disciplined people, they have a meaningful reason to show up every day. Now, if you look at the most successful people in the world, and even people that you don't know, it could be the guy that is working the 9 to 5, and maybe you don't even know, he could just be a regular dude. Man, a lot of these people, right, and successful is so subjective, right? It depends on what you want to get into. But if you really take a look at a lot of these people, they have a reason. Maybe it's a family that they know they have to provide for, right? Maybe it's they have someone, they could have a kid, they could have grandparents, right? A lot of people have a reason why. And I think that's so important to fuel you to where you want to be and to taking that right action, right? For me, I've always known that I wanted to, build my own business, right? There were things that I wanted to do, and I knew that there were certain actions in my life that were holding me back and not bringing me anywhere closer. And having that why, knowing and really understanding the vision that I want to have for my life, and even for you, knowing that will just allow you to think in a different type of way and take different actions. Now, when your reason is strong enough, you will show up every day. Man, how many people do you know that hate their jobs? They hate what they're doing. They hate their 9-to-5s. They go to work every day, hate it. But they show up every single day because they know when they get home, they have a wife and family to feed. Now, you don't have to necessarily put yourself in that position to where you hate what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, but you should think about it and think about, okay, how can I use and find my why and use that fuel to get me to where I want to go? Finding that deeper motivation, man, will put you on a journey you never thought was even possible. It's going to bring you to places you never thought you would be. But again, you're the only one who can put yourself on that journey, and it all starts right here. Don't focus on quitting prawn for 1 year before you quit for a day. Don't focus on making 100K before you make $1. Now, big goals can always feel very overwhelming when we look at the huge thing, right? I think a lot of men in general, right? Their goal, and they know that an area of compromise in their life is quitting the hub, quitting prawn. And it's very tough for a lot of men because they get introduced to it at such a young age, right? It's so hard, man. It's so hard because you build up these habits in secret. And by the time you pick your head up and you realize what? Man, like, this is out of control. This is out of control, and if I don't change this, my life is not going to be in a place where I want it to be. Man, a lot of people can't even get into relationships, right, because of these things. And I can't act like I haven't experienced any of that, because I'm telling you because I'm speaking from experience, right? So start small, right? If you want to quit the hub, man, focus on 1 day. Focus on just quitting for a day, right? And where's that going to bring you? That's going to bring you into a mindset to where you understand and realize what it feels like to really go without, to put yourself in a position to win and not sabotage your own life, which, you know, if you're watching this, man, a lot of you know that you're sabotaging your own life when you do those things that you know you shouldn't be doing. But, you know, you're watching the adult content. You're not working out. You're eating junk food, right? It doesn't even have to be just the prawn. It could be any of those things. But quit 1 day before you focus on quitting for a full year. It's really about building momentum, right? Because once you build momentum, you get going. You're in that mindset where it's just an expectation. Your mentality is, okay, this is just something I do. I don't even have to think about it at that point. Now, all great results start from small steps. So take action, don't wait, and learn on the way. And if you need help quitting, hit the link in the description and join our community of men looking to quit and change their lives. And not only quit, but also be on self-improvement, improve their physique, their dating lives, everything, man. Hit that link in the description. Scroll intentionally or don't scroll at all. Oh, man, this is a tough one. Because you know how the algorithms treat us nowadays. You get on there, you start scrolling, and man, they're going to bring you everything you wanted to see. Anything on social media, any influencer, any drama going on, they're going to show you exactly what you want to see. Now, many of you have probably seen or heard of The Social Dilemma, but it's a documentary to where basically engineers are brought in and interviewed about how these social medias are actually, they're paying these engineers to get you addicted to their platform. And a lot of people were uncomfortable, ended up leaving the companies, but they were just speaking truly about, man, your time, your attention is what they're profiting off of, right? They're serving you ads, but really you got to understand you have limited time on this earth. And them taking your time, right? You really need to be intentional about how you scroll and what type of inputs you're taking into your mind, right? And a lot of you are wasting time with what you're looking at. So keep that in mind, man, because the more time you waste, you can never get that back. Now, yeah, man, you want to chill. You've already put in the work for the day and you're just scrolling. All right, man. But if you haven't done what you need to do, you better get to it, man, because you only got one chance at this. Now, really, I think people should limit their social media use to times, again, that really bring them value. If you're building business on social media, sure, right? If you're connecting with people, if you're being strategic, but all that scrolling, man, unintentionally, man, you got to grow up, man. You got to grow up. You got to realize that time will pass you by. That could even be networking, man, but you, again, are the only one who can take really accountability of your own lives. So just think about how you can improve. Check your screen time, man, and go to sleep on time. That's a huge one. Huge hack to lower your screen time. Kind of crazy how spending 4+ hours a day doom scrolling on your phone is considered normal. Oh, man, they don't want to hear this one. Doom scrolling. The average, I believe, even for specifically Gen Z, is probably 7 hours now. And if you think about it, right? The majority of time people are spending on their phones are at night when they're doing absolutely nothing. Now, we know that if you're scrolling on your phone at night, you're probably not being that productive. I heard someone even call it, you're not signing business deals at 9 p.m., 10 p.m., 11, 12, right? At night, you're probably just watching YouTube, TikTok, whatever it is. But you got to realize that a lot of that time is wasted. And again, it's fine if you're just chilling out, but just become aware of it, right? Spending hours on your phone isn't harmless. And for a lot of people, it's keeping them stuck. You think about the person who goes to a 9 to 5 and watches TV after they get off their 9 to 5. I bet you that person has not been able to make significant progress if they're trying to make a business, if they're trying to leave their 9 to 5, because they're in the cycle. And the only way to break the cycle is to do what's not normal. You can't get off work and just chill, right? So you got to keep that in mind. Now, that could be used for something much more meaningful, but again, you're the only one who can answer that question. The solution to an unhappy life is to focus on what you can control. Now, focusing on what you can control, again, there are so many things that are out of our control, right? And what happens is people try to control the uncontrollable, right? Let's say you have a deadline, you have something coming up, you have an interview coming up. And what happens? People tend to worry. They worry about what's going to happen. They have a test. They worry about how they're going to perform on the test. And yes, it's natural. But just remember, worrying is not going to change the output, right? Focusing on, am I going to get this position, will not change the output. What you can focus on is the hours that are spent, right? How you use your time, the mindset that you have going into the difficult situation. But you cannot control the external. So once you channel and focus in on what you can control, and you leave everything that's out of your hands, and you let it go, you will be a much, much happier person. Hard truth. Waking up and jumping straight into work can boost your focus and productivity. No distractions, just pure progress. Try it tomorrow and see the difference. Now, this is a huge one. I'm telling you, if you wake up and get to work right away, you're going to get way more done than you normally would have. Now, I do like to admit, I think getting outside, getting that morning sunlight, because if you don't know, that boosts the testosterone, the male hormones, is super important. But on the other hand, when you do get to work right away, you get so much more done because you have no distractions. You wake up, you don't check your phone, you don't go brush your teeth, you don't do all this stuff. You get right to work and you're locked in. There's a lot less distractions. And even waking up early, if you can do that, you combine those two, man, people are not going to be texting you. You're not going to be getting notifications. And you can really just have the time to lock in, which is super important. Now, the way you start your day is really the tone you set for the entire day. So it's important to get things right. Get the first couple of things right in the morning. And man, you finish your work, man, you could chill. You could chill for the rest of the day, right? So try to avoid, the social media, the TV, all of that, and just consume less. Maybe it's reading in the morning, right? Whatever it is. But just be intentional and man, try just jumping right into work and see what happens. Now, if you need help quitting the hub, man, join my free community in the comments down below. It would not always be free, and we are allowing people to join. There are limited spots, so join if you need help, and we will get you right, man. I'm out.